Deep Work by Cal Newport, a deep dive into focus and success. Imagine you're trying to read a book, but every 5 minutes, your phone pings. You check it, scroll for a bit, and then return to the book. A few pages later, another ping, maybe an email this time. Before you know it, an hour has passed, and you barely remember what you read. This is the modern world in a nutshell. Full of distractions, short attention spans, and endless interruptions. Enter Deep Work by Cal Newport, a book that argues that the ability to focus deeply is the ultimate superpower in today's world. Cal Newport, a professor and productivity expert, makes a simple but powerful argument. The ability to concentrate without distraction is the key to success in any field. He calls the skill deep work, and in this book, he explains why it's crucial, how to cultivate it, and how to structure your life to maximize focus. If you're tired of feeling constantly busy but unproductive, this book will show you how to reclaim your time and do meaningful, high-value work. Why deep work matters. Newport divides work into two types: deep work and shallow work. Deep work is when you focus intensely on a cognitively demanding task without distractions. Think writing a book, solving a complex problem, or coding a software program. Shallow work, on the other hand, is everything else: emails, meetings, social media, and low-value tasks that don't require deep thinking. Most people today are stuck in a cycle of shallow work. We bounce between emails, social media, and endless meetings, always feeling busy but rarely producing anything truly valuable. Newport argues that this is a dangerous trap. If you want to stand out and achieve great things, you need to cultivate the ability to work deeply. Why is deep work so important? First, it's rare. In a world full of distractions, very few people are able to concentrate for long periods of time. Second, it's valuable. Whether you're an entrepreneur, writer, programmer, or student, your ability to focus deeply will set you apart. Finally, it's meaningful. Newport argues that deep work leads to a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment that shallow work never can. The science behind deep work. If you've ever tried to focus on something important, you've probably noticed how difficult it is. Our brains are wired to seek out novelty, which is why checking social media or responding to emails feels so tempting. But research shows that multitasking and constant distractions make us less productive, not more. Neuroscience tells us that deep work strengthens our neural pathways. The more we focus deeply, the better we become at concentrating. On the flip side, if we constantly allow distractions, our brains get used to shallow work, making it harder to focus when we need to. Newport compares deep work to a muscle. You have to train it consistently to get stronger. The 4 rules of deep work. Newport doesn't just tell us why deep work is important. He also provides a practical framework for achieving it. He breaks it down into 4 key rules. Rule 1: work deeply. Deep work doesn't happen by accident. You have to plan for it. Newport suggests creating rituals and routines that encourage deep focus. Some strategies include setting aside specific blocks of time for deep work, for example, 90-minute focus sessions. Designing an environment that minimizes distractions, a quiet room, noise-canceling headphones, or even a library. Developing a pre-work ritual, like making a cup of coffee or meditating for a few minutes before diving into work. He also introduces different styles of deep work. Monastic, eliminating all distractions completely, like a monk. Think of someone like Bill Gates, who takes weeks to focus entirely on deep work. Bimodal, switching between periods of deep work and regular work, for example, spending mornings in deep work and afternoons on meetings and emails. Rhythmic, setting a daily routine for deep work, for example, writing for 2 hours every morning. Journalistic, fitting deep work into any available time slot. This works for busy professionals who need to grab deep focus whenever they can. Rule 2: embrace boredom. One of the biggest obstacles to deep work is our addiction to distractions. Whenever we feel even slightly bored, we reach for our phones, scroll through social media, or check emails. Newport argues that we need to train our brains to tolerate boredom. A simple way to do this is by practicing distraction-free time. For example, try leaving your phone at home when you go for a walk. Or set a rule that you can only check social media at specific times of the day. The more you train your brain to resist distractions, the easier deep work becomes. Rule 3. Quit social media. This might be the most controversial rule in the book. Newport argues that social media is a major productivity killer. While many people believe that social media is necessary for networking or staying informed, Newport challenges this assumption. He suggests doing a 30-day social media detox and evaluating whether these platforms truly add value to your life. Instead of quitting social media completely, he recommends using the craftsman approach, only keeping tools that provide real benefits. If a platform doesn't significantly improve your personal or professional life, eliminate it. Rule 4. Drain the shallows. Finally, Newport advises reducing shallow work as much as possible. This includes limiting emails, meetings, and low-value tasks. One strategy is to set strict time limits on shallow work. For example, instead of letting emails consume your entire day, allocate only 30 minutes to respond to them. Another approach is to schedule your entire workday in advance. Newport suggests planning every hour of your day so that you always know what you should be working on. This reduces the risk of falling into shallow work by default. Real-world applications of deep work. Newport supports his ideas with real-life examples of successful individuals who have mastered deep work. From Carl Jung, who isolated himself in a remote cabin to write groundbreaking theories, to Bill Gates, who takes regular think weeks to read and strategize, the most successful people have one thing in common. They prioritize deep work. Writers, scientists, programmers, and entrepreneurs who eliminate distractions and focus intensely on high-value tasks outperform their peers. In the modern economy, where knowledge work is more valuable than ever, deep work is the ultimate competitive advantage. Final thoughts: the power of deep work. In Deep Work, Cal Newport makes a compelling case for why focus is the key to success in the modern world. We live in an age of distractions, where our attention is constantly being pulled in a million directions. But those who can cultivate the ability to work deeply will produce better results, achieve greater success, and experience more satisfaction in their work. If you're feeling constantly busy but unproductive, if you struggle to concentrate, or if you feel like you're drowning in shallow work, this book is a wake-up call. Deep work isn't just a productivity hack. It's a mindset shift that can transform the way you work and live. So, the next time you sit down to do something important, ask yourself, am I working deeply, or am I just being busy? The answer might just change your life. Stay tuned for more enlightening content. Head over to www.mybooksummary.com. Don't forget to subscribe and share the magic with friends. And let's grow together through the power of books and interesting stories.